Hello, I thought I would just share a little life update with you all. Some of you already know this, but my husband and I just moved back to Texas after a few years of living in Washington, D.C. And as we're settling in, it's just made me think about how it's a bit similar to when we take some time away from our harp, whether that's a week or a month or years, and it feels like it takes some time to get back into your groove again. That's kind of how it feels moving back to Texas. Like it's very familiar, but it definitely feels like a fresh season. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. So we initially were living in Texas. My husband grew up in Texas. That's where we met when I was in grad school, got married, lived here in the North Texas area for a few years. And then we decided to move to DC so my husband could pursue some job opportunities, which was great. We really enjoyed our time there, but we definitely miss Texas. And so we also came back to be closer to his side of the family, which has been amazing. But yeah, it's been an adjustment being back here. In a way, it feels like we're coming home because we're living in a very similar area. Where we used to live, we're in a different city technically, but everything is kind of close in this area. Doesn't take very long to get to a surrounding city. So everything feels kind of familiar, but we're in a completely new apartment, which has been great. So it's been fun, like visiting our favorite restaurants, catching up with like some family and friends that we haven't seen in a while, and just kind of doing our best to get, really plugged into community around here. But it feels like an adjustment too. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit and how that might relate to if you've taken some time away from your harp, what that might feel like when you're coming back to it after some time away. So, whatever that looks like for you, I think we're human and life happens. We're not always able to play our harp as consistently as we want. So, whether you've taken a break from your harp, maybe going on vacation for a week, or maybe you had to take some time away to care for a family member, or some health issues have come up, like whatever it is, however long your season has been, I think it's really important to remember that starting again is not the same as starting over. There have been many seasons where I've had to take some time away from the harp. Some of that has been just like, spending time away from my harp on the holidays just to enjoy that time and kind of take a break from practicing. Other times it's been longer than that, like going on a trip. And so I've definitely had moments where it feels kind of scary to leave the harp because I don't want to like lose all the progress that I've made. But I heard from a harpist that I look up to a lot, and they said that it's actually really healthy to take some time away from your harp or your instrument in general, because you have to go out and live your life in order to kind of bring that into your music. Because music is really how I personally, express and process a lot of emotions and just things that I experience in life. But to portray all of that through my music, I have to actually go out and live my life. So I was just really encouraged by that sometimes we feel like we're losing our progress when we're taking some time away, but that can actually be one of the healthiest things we can do. And I think it allows you to return with like a renewed sense of inspiration. Kind of like when you spend a day practicing, maybe not the whole day, but you spend some time during the day practicing and then you go to sleep that night, and that's when your brain kind of processes all of it and really solidifies it into your memory. That's really important to take breaks that way, which it may not feel like it because you're resting, but that's actually really critical to your learning. And I think it's the same thing when we take a break from the harp as well and then come back to it. That can kind of give us a fresh perspective on our playing, renew our inspiration for it, give us like a new excitement for songs that we want to learn. And if it has been quite a bit of time since you've been away, maybe it has been months or even years, then instead of thinking, oh my gosh, like I've lost all my progress, it's going to take forever to build it back, I would look at that and view it as an opportunity to maybe start fresh with your hand position. Maybe there are habits you need to undo, and this gives you a great opportunity to kind of start fresh with that and not go all the way back to the beginning, but use that as a time to really implement some new habits that you want to carry into your future harp practicing. So coming back to the harp after you've been away for it for a long time can feel like it's kind of rusty getting back into it. It probably feels really different, but that doesn't mean that's a bad thing. I think that's completely normal. And to kind of tie that back into our journey moving back to Texas, like things feel very different now that we're back. Like we feel like very different people. I think we've matured a lot. And so we're in a very different place in our lives. And that's been exciting because we are pursuing different things and, meeting new people. And just growing in different ways. And when we were living in the DC area, like we really enjoyed it, but I do feel like it gave us a deeper appreciation for living in Texas. So we're back now. And just to encourage you, if you are at the point where you're feeling like you're having to completely start over with your harp playing after taking some time away, just know that you're not really starting over. If you have learned how to play the harp before, but just taken some time off, what you've learned is still in there. You're just building on what you've already learned. And like I said, view this as a chance to like build some new habits in your playing that can be incredibly productive. And I think it's easy, whether it's in life or in music, to expect everything to just click into place right away, pick up right where you left off. But that's not really the reality of life. Sometimes it's a very slow, sometimes messy process. It's a time of transition, but that doesn't mean it's not worthwhile. It just takes some time to kind of get back in your rhythm and settle into this new season. I'm definitely trying to figure some things out in my own life as well. So if you're also in a bit of a reset season, just know that you are not alone. I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling of taking some time away, maybe even feeling guilty about that. But just remember, like starting again is not the same as starting over. It's actually a really great opportunity to keep moving forward and stretching yourself. Well, thanks for listening to me ramble on a little bit, just kind of processing this big transition in life. But I would love to hear from you. Maybe you can post in the comments, like if you're in a season where you are kind of readjusting to something familiar, maybe you're getting back into exercising after taking some time off. I should probably do that. Or maybe you just got a new job, or you're entering retirement, or you moved across the country like I did, whatever it is. I'd love to hear how you're approaching that.